There are many ways to the top of the mountain. Ancient Chinese proverb. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't noticed, I have redecorated around here. I've rebranded. This is now Kimchi Studios, no longer Kimchi Robotics, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. And today, we're going to explore those paths. Here on this channel, we're going to be focusing on the lessons and development of other inventors and makers so we can make our own concepts and products and the hopes of getting them out there and maybe making some cash along the way. So 2024 is not looking too hot. I have some bad news. Financially, it looks terrible. Things are chaotic and history is cyclical and survival of the fittest is a real thing. So 2024 is going to be the year that you and I reinvent ourselves. We are cultivating a tribe of like-minded individuals, normies, not engineers, not scientists. Look, we're just normal people who want to figure out how to make shit, okay? So that's what we're doing here. Now, who am I? I'm a teacher of sorts. Would you believe if I told you I used to teach kindergarten classes 4 days a week? Looks can be deceiving. I didn't always have these luscious locks, okay? The fact is, I have over a decade of experience working and teaching over in South Korea. I built a competitive language school with my face as the brand. That's right, I was the front runner for a very successful language school. We taught all ages from kindergarten all the way up to, old age, how to read, write, and speak in English sentences. My English got worse, but theirs got better. And we had the proof of it. We had the writings all posted outside of our business place. Other places went out of business. We took their furniture and assimilated it into our own. It was like taking trophies home. Made a lot of money, ran up and down town, ran across town, and ran to other towns. I was working 7 days a week for a few years and working till late at night, basically. And I moved to America just in time for the last 4 years of absolute chaos. Graduated with an MBA and everything went to shit. So I've been here ever since and I've been very busy taking care of many different things and growing my own personal skills. That's what we're going to talk about today. My goal on this channel is to take my experience in teaching, and I like teaching. I like to explain things in ways that are very understandable. I'm not an engineer. In fact, we're steering away from that. I didn't know what to call this channel when I originally started it many years ago. I was into electronics at the time and that's why I called it Kimchi Robotics. But I gotta tell you something. While you can make some really cool shit with electronics, it takes a lot of time and the risk to reward ratio, the input compared to the output, is not so hot. It's really, really difficult and a lot of tutorials are outdated quickly over time. We also had some toxic Sonic the Hedgehog fans that would come in wearing their little Sonic pajamas and tell us what time Thomas the Train arrived at the station. So we're moving away from that. We are producers and we will not be limited to one box. We will not be limited to one medium. In fact, we're gonna be using many different mediums to grow our creative potential. And we're gonna cultivate a little bit of a tribe here, okay? We're all normal people here and we're going to be figuring out how to be more productive and more knowledgeable so that we can repair things around the house, get projects done, and become artists. I never thought I would be an artist and here I am. I did 4 different pumpkin gigs in the fall and the winter and I made a lot of money with that, and so now I'm doing pancakes. I do all kinds of stuff, but primarily I'm going to be focusing on making 3D printables with FreeCAD. It's a free CAD design program where you can make precise measurements. This is where the Sonic people tend to invade. Also, I like to do sculpting and I like to do it in VR. I'm going to show you how I do that and which programs I like to use and why. Also, I highly recommend 3D printing because it's very cheap and it's a very easy way to get an actual product popped out, like a concept. It doesn't have to be the final product, and a lot of people, to be honest, in my experience, I've sold my original designs on Etsy, but I have to tell you, most people, when you talk to them, they don't want to go out and buy a 3D printed product, and they're not looking for a 3D printed product. Now, I'll tell you something, the 3D printing people are looking for original 3D printable content, and it's a competitive atmosphere. There's a lot of really good sculptors. There's a lot of really clever engineer types, but there is nobody sitting on top of that mountain. It's a very wide plateau. It's a steep mountain to climb, but you can get up there along with everybody else. There's many paths, remember? So that's what we're going to be doing on this channel while we highlight the successes and the failures and the lessons learned by other makers and inventors throughout history, basically. If you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, if you've watched my other videos, you will know that I had a website and the name was Robotics for Beginners. I think that's a terrible name. All of my 3D printables in the future are going to be released on Patreon first. And anybody who is a Patreon member gets access to all of those, and you can do whatever you want with them. I don't care. You can, if you're a Patreon member, you can get access to this, and I don't care if you sell it. I really don't care. I get a lot of questions. How do you get into 3D printing? How do I sell models? A lot of people, they'll just take other people's stuff and sell it. As long as you have permission from the original creator, it's fair game. So that's one way that you can get up and running if you need to. I'm also posting a lot of content on TikTok. I have some Instagram posts. I posted a pancake post, a reel there yesterday. That's one of the mediums that I'm exploring. So I do food art, I do 3D printing, I do a lot of different things. So definitely check me out on Cults 3D and check me out on TikTok, Instagram, and Patreon. For me, creating something that I thought of, something that's original or unique, is one of the best experiences in my life. So I want to share that process with you and show you how you can get onto your own path of creating your own stuff and discovering your own creative potential. You can think of yourself as a video game character. Dumb dogs. You're a video game character, okay? This is you, and you are building your skill tree. You are branching out, learning these different mediums and learning these different skills so that you can either make money or you can do repairs around the house. That's all that I'm interested in. You know, life is so short, and I'm just interested in growing my skill tree and really branching out and feeling my way, and then niching down into the areas that I'm good at. And that's what I challenge you to do in 2024, is to reinvent yourself and find out where your boundaries are. Everybody's wired differently, right? All of our brains are different. We all have different experiences, right? You can branch out and find where you're good and where you're not good, and then really hunker down and learn those skills. So I challenge you to look around the house, look for projects to do. Start real simple, you know, like fix a pair of jeans, or, you know, fix a door handle or something like that. And one thing that I have done that has increased my creative potential is read books. I really like these books. They're kind of realistic fiction. I like the Michael Crichton style. So I highly recommend that you read books. Also, I really enjoy making those mini documentaries. I am wearing the Slap Wrap knockoff, the topic of the last video that I did. Stuart Anders, the original inventor, and he had the idea for this thing. And it's quite a story. It's a fascinating story. It's a real roller coaster. And I highly recommend you go check that out. Check out my video on Garrett Morgan. He was a first-generation free black man in his family, and he invented a gas mask that he used to actually save people. It's an awesome story, so go check that one out. I also have one on digital numbers and the development of that. That's a fascinating story to me, and something that I never thought that I would have researched. I just got curious, so I looked into it and I was blown away. I think it's worth your time. Going forward, what we will not tolerate on this channel are the Sonic the Hedgehog pajama wearers, the Thomas the Train fans. We're not gonna have any gatekeepers or toxic individuals trying to nitpick at tiny little details. We're not doing that, okay? We're going for a picture. Son of a bitch. We're painting a picture, okay? We are artists, and that's why this is now Kimchi Studios. So this is a safe space for everybody who just has a desire to create something, become a maker. A maker is a broad term. I don't like it, but you know what? That's the word that's been being used, so we're gonna use it. Basically, anybody who's a tinkerer or some sort of artist, and often you'll find yourself combining a bunch of these, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who can combine different skills and grow our skill trees together. So if you're interested in this type of content, consider supporting me, first by liking and subscribing. That's free. Go ahead and leave a comment. What are your goals for this year? Let me know if you got this far into the video. If you did, let me know. And don't listen to the FUDs. If you don't know what a FUD is, look that term up and relate it to what we're doing here on this channel in the makerspace. Until then, stay positive, stay grounded, check out all my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.